3. Projection training. Projection training. To trigger the projection of the astral body, while fully conscious, there are 4 major requirements. 1. Relaxing your body 100% while staying awake. 2. Concentrating 100% on what you're doing. 3. Having enough energy available. 4. Pressuring the astral body to separate. Together, these 4 things will trigger an OBE. Below are exercises that will teach how to relax the body, concentrate, clear the mind, raise energy, stimulate the chakras, and enter the trance state, calming the mind, relaxation. You must learn and master a full body relaxation exercise. If you know one already, it can be adapted to suit. Here is a very simple one. Sit or lie down and relax. Starting with the feet, tense, and relax them. Continue this with calves, thighs, hips, stomach, chest, arms, neck, and face until your whole body is deeply relaxed. Go over this a few times, making sure your muscles stay relaxed. Note, deep physical relaxation is the key to bringing on the trance state. That is, deep relaxation causes the trance state. Once you are in the trance state, projection on the astral body is relatively easy. Contemplation. When you begin meditation, you will be plagued with thoughts from your surface mind, which acts like a huge memo pad. It carries messages, reminders, pressing thoughts, problems to solve, unresolved issues, etc. It is constantly busy. It never rests. Thoughts, 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 one after the other, all clamoring for attention. Before you attempt to clear your mind with the breath awareness exercise below, it is wise to deal with these surface thoughts by the act of contemplating them. Sit comfortably, do the relaxation exercise, and think, nothing more, just think. Search out the strongest thoughts in your mind and examine them. Try to resolve and understand them. Note the word, thinking. Contemplation does not involve clearing the mind or visualization. It requires you to think deeply and thoroughly about something, to gain a deeper understanding of its nature and how it relates to you, an insight. Breath awareness meditation. This is a simple form of meditation. It will clear your mind and focus your awareness. Sit or lie down, close your eyes, do the relaxation exercise and clear your mind. Breathe deeply and slowly and focus on the breath entering and leaving your body. Feel it coming in and feel it going out. Focus your whole attention on your lungs and the breathing process. This simple action is enough to occupy your surface mind. Firmly push intruding thoughts away as they begin, before they can gather strength and distract you. Breath awareness occupies the surface mind and allows you to think on a much deeper level. Surface thoughts. Sounds are very distracting. They generate surface thoughts. A car horn will generate, who's that, what's happening? A door opening will generate, who's coming in or going out? The surface mind is always very curious about what is happening around you. It wants to know all, and it wants to inform you of every little thing going on around you. It will pressure you to open your eyes, get up, and go find out what's happening. Don't allow this to happen. Use these annoying attention-getting thoughts as a training aid. By learning to quash and ignore them, your powers of concentration will grow. Stop these annoying little thoughts as they begin, before they can take root and grow into something stronger. For example, who's that? What's happening? Becomes, who's coming in or going out? Becomes, who's cold? With practice, the start of these distracting thoughts will get shorter and shorter until you get wow, and W. And finally,
many people say they can't clear their mind as they are too easily distracted by all the small noises that surround them. In normal day-to-day activity, don't use music or other sounds to blanket these out. Use them for training. It's like weightlifting. If you train with feather dusters, your strength will not increase. You need to master this the hard way, if you want to give your mind real muscle.
Slowly but surely, you will master the ability to clear your mind. Once accomplished, you will have gained a valuable mental tool. You will be able to concentrate 100% of your attention on one task to the total exclusion of everything else. I sometimes meditate in the trance state successfully in a noisy, crowded room with little children crawling all over me. Nothing breaks my concentration. Concentration. You must be able to concentrate and focus completely on what you are doing. Lack of concentration is the single biggest cause of projection failure. It affects every aspect of projection, from the relaxation exercise to the trance state and actual projection. To test your ability to concentrate, sit and relax. Close your eyes and clear your mind of all thought. Breath slowly and deeply and count each breath at the end of each exhale. Hold it totally blank apart from the counting, for as long as you can. See how long you can hold it like this. Be honest with yourself. Every time a thought intrudes, start counting from the beginning again. You're doing well if you can do this for longer than 10 breaths. 10 breaths is, however, not long enough. Don't worry, though. This can be improved on with the exercises below. Concentration exercise 1. After image retention, relax, calm your mind, and look at a candle or a light bulb. Place this light in front of you, a couple of feet away, and stare fixedly at it for a minute or two. Close your eyes and concentrate on the after image this will generate behind your closed eyelids. Try and keep sight of it for as long as possible. Use breath awareness to keep the mind clear while you are doing this. Try and make the after image grow instead of fading away. Concentration exercise 2. 1-point stare. Pick a spot on a wall and gaze at it. Don't focus on it, just gaze at it gently. Clear your mind of all thoughts and forcibly hold it blank. Concentrate hard on breath awareness while you are doing this. When you feel a thought beginning, push it away. Don't let it finish. Hold this for as long as you can. Do this several times a day, or more if you can. Concentration exercise 3. Energy breathing. Sit and relax. Close your eyes and clear your mind. Do the breath awareness exercise and imagine the air you are breathing in is brightly colored energy of your favorite color. Imagine the air you are breathing out is a murky gray, full of toxic waste. This is a purification exercise. It stimulates your chakras into absorbing energy on the inhale and getting rid of negative energy on the exhale. Note, try your best not to tense up while you are doing these concentration exercises. It is all mental. In the beginning, it may feel as if you have to tense your mind into a tight ball to stop it thinking. But in time, you will find the opposite to be true. When you get used to it, clearing the mind is very relaxing. A trance state. When you have attained a deep level of relaxation and mental calmness, you will feel your body begin to get very, very heavy. This heaviness is the main symptom of your brain waves changing from the beta to the alpha level as you enter a trance. The trance state is caused by deep physical and mental relaxation. There's nothing weird or supernatural about it. It simply means your body has entered the sleep state while your conscious mind is fully awake. How to enter a trance? Do the relaxation exercise and calm your mind through breath awareness. Imagine you are climbing down a ladder in the dark. Don't visualize a ladder. Just imagine you can feel yourself doing it. On the exhale, feel yourself climbing a step or two down the ladder with your imaginary hands, outlined below. On the inhale, feel yourself holding still on the ladder. What is needed is a mental falling effect inside your mind. This changes the level of brainwave activity from the awake level, beta, to the asleep level, alpha, or the deep sleep level, theta. Once your level of brainwave activity reaches alpha, you will enter a trance. Keep doing this for as long as it takes. The time it takes to enter trance will vary depending on your experience with deep relaxation and mental calmness. Note, once you get the heavy feeling, stop the mental falling exercise. If you don't like the ladder, imagine you are in a lift. Feel yourself falling on the exhale and holding on the inhale. Or imagine you are a feather. Feel yourself floating down on the exhale and holding still on the inhale. As I stated above, you need a mental falling effect to lower your level of brainwave activity. This mental falling effect, when combined with deep relaxation and mental calmness, will cause you to enter the trance state. Feel free to use any scenario you are familiar with to bring about this going deeper feeling. A trance feels like everything gets quieter and you feel like you're in a much bigger place. There's a very slight humming feeling in your body. Everything feels different. It feels a bit like putting a cardboard box over your head in the dark. You can feel the atmosphere change. It's like everything goes fuzzy or slightly blurred. Any sharp noises while in trance feel like a physical blow to the solar plexus. Deep trance. The level of trance you achieve depends greatly on your relaxation, concentration skills, and willpower. To enter a deeper trance, that is, theta level and beyond, you have to concentrate much more and for much longer on the mental falling sensation aided by breath awareness. The first level of trance, that is, when you get very heavy, is quite deep enough for projection. I strongly advise against forcing yourself deeper than a light trance until you have plenty of experience with the trance state. How can you tell if you are entering a deep trance? There are 4 very noticeable symptoms. 1, an uncomfortable feeling of cold that doesn't make you shiver, coupled with a steady loss of body heat. 2, mentally you will feel very odd and everything will feel extremely slow. Your thought processes will slow down, as if you had been given a strong pain-killing injection. 3, you will feel disassociated from your body, that is, a strong floating sensation, and everything will seem far away. 4, total physical paralysis. Note, these 4 things altogether signify you are entering a deep trance. Do not mistake the mild floating sensation you sometimes get with light trance. That is, as your astral body comes loose. Or the slight loss of body heat from sitting still for a long time. And the mild paralysis, that is, the heaviness, for a deep trance. The sensation of deep trance is quite uncomfortable and unmistakable for what it is. It is very difficult to get into the deep trance state, as you need highly developed relaxation, concentration, and trance state skills, plus lots and lots of willpower and mental energy. You will not accidentally fall into it. If you are worried you are going too deep, remember this: you can pull yourself out of it at any time. Concentrate all your will on moving your fingers or toes. Once you can move a finger or toe, flex your hands, move your arms, shake your head, that is, reanimate your body, and get up and walk around for a few minutes. Falling into a deep trance should not be a problem with these exercises. I have seen many people in meditation groups, etc., enter a light trance and not be able to pull themselves out of it. That is, they float away with the fairies. Usually some kind person will talk them out of it or massage their wrists, etc., to get them to come back to reality. This is unnecessary and is the result of lopsided training. That is, no concentration or willpower training. The person only thinks they cannot come back and therefore does not try very hard. It is also a good way of getting attention from the group. Note, your mind is extremely powerful and has vast, untapped resources. It can do anything, no limits, if it is trained, conditioned, and properly motivated. Energy body expansion. At some point after entering the trance state, you will feel a mild paralysis come over you. This will soon be accompanied by a deepening vibration and a buzzing feeling all over. You may also feel like you are huge and swollen. The paralysis, vibrations, and the huge feeling are symptoms of the energy body expanding and the astral body loosening. This is part of the normal sleep process. The energy body expands and opens in order to accumulate and store energy. During this, the astral body drifts free, slightly out phase with the physical body. Trance familiarity. Many people blow their projections simply because they are not used to the trance state. They think it is a briefly opened window into the astral dimension. This is simply not true. If you stay mentally and physically calm when you enter the trance state, you can maintain it for hours. I regularly spend several hours at a time in the trance state during meditation. If, when you enter trance, you think, "Yes, I've done it. I'm in a trance. Gotta hurry and get out quick before it stops," you'll blow it for sure. The trance will be ended by the simple act of getting overexcited, that is, breaking relaxation and mental calmness. It's a good idea to spend time in the trance state, just getting used to it before you try and project. Just relax, stay calm, focus on breath awareness, and hold the trance. It won't end until you want it to. Get used to how it feels. When you are comfortable doing this, do the energy raising and chakra stimulation exercises below in trance. Note 1. You do not have to be in a trance to learn energy and chakra work. It just works better in trance. 2. Trance practice can be done lying down, but is best done in a comfortable armchair. Your astral body will be loose in the trance state, so try lifting your astral arms and legs out one at a time. Use your hands to do this, as shown in the next section. Focus and feel your awareness in an arm, and slowly lift it free of your body. You may feel a slight tickling or localized dizziness inside your arm or leg as you do this. Lift your astral arm up and look at it with your eyes closed, but don't move a muscle. In this state, you should be able to see it through your closed eyelids. But don't worry if you can't. This will come later. Lifting your astral arms free is good practice for projection. Later, you will use these astral arms to pull your astral body free of the physical, tactile imaging. Tactile imaging is a perception or feeling of localized bodily awareness. Your hands are very closely linked to your bodily awareness. They are intimately aware of every part of your body. Imaginary hands outlined below is only an extension of this hand-to-body awareness. When you are asked to feel your awareness in any part of your body, pretend your hands, your real hands, are going to touch that area of your body. Then use the awareness this generates in that area to imagine your imaginary hands are there. Keep your eyes closed and hold your hands out a foot or so in front of your face. Concentrate, feel where they are, and try and see them through the blackness behind your closed eyes. Cross your wrists, slowly move them about. Turn your hands over, open and close your fingers. Look hard, concentrate as if you were trying to see in the dark. And you will see a faint moving shadow in your mind's eye, where your hands and arms are. Close your eyes and touch the tip of your nose with the index finger of your right hand. You'll find you can accurately put that finger on any part of your body with your eyes closed. Try it. Put your hand, your real hand, on different parts of your body like this. You know exactly where your hands are at all times. You can sense and feel where they are. If you observe what is happening in your mind while you are doing this, you will notice you become aware of the part of your body you are going to touch. The instant you make the decision to touch it, go over your whole body like this, getting used to the sensation of awareness it generates in different areas of your body. What is happening is this. Part of your mind is shifting into and highlighting the area you are going to touch in order to guide your hand to the exact spot. Your mind shifts part of its awareness to this spot and acts like a homing beacon for your hand. The ability to shift your awareness into different parts of your body like this is vital to energy work and this projection method. Note, you do not have to actually visualize these hands. That is, see or imagine you can see them. It is all tactile, not visual. You just have to be able to pretend to feel them doing something, like you are rehearsing some simple action in your mind. I originally developed this technique for blind people. Blind people cannot visualize at all if they have been blind since birth, but they do have a very keen sense of bodily awareness. The majority of sighted people also have great trouble with visualization of any kind, and all projection techniques depend heavily on visualization. This being the case, I developed a projection technique that does not depend on visualization to exert pressure on the astral body to separate. It turned out to be so much easier and more successful than the other visualization-based techniques that I discarded them in favor of this simple tactile method. Note, blind people are not blind in astral form. The astral body does not have any organs as such. It is a point of consciousness only. The astral body you are aware of while projecting is provided courtesy of the subconscious mind's creative ability. 4. Basic energy work. Basic energy work, the major chakras. The major chakras are situated at 1. Base chakra, base of spine between anus and genitals. 2. Spleen chakra, slightly below the belly button. 3. Solar plexus chakra, 1 hand span above the belly button. 4. Heart chakra, center of the chest. 5. Throat chakra, base of throat, above where it joins the chest. 6. Brow chakra, exact center of forehead. 7. Crown chakra, whole top of head above the hairline. They are best imagined as roughly the size of the palm of your hand, except for the crown chakra, which is much larger. What are chakras? Chakras are non-physical organs that transform raw, subtle energy into more subtle and usable forms of energy of a different type. The chakras do not themselves contain energy. Raw energy is drawn up from the planet by the minor chakras in the legs and feet, and fed into the main chakra system. Subtle energy is, in essence, pure thought energy that permeates and binds the universe together. This living energy field can be tapped more deeply by the application of focused, creative will. It can be drawn into the human body and transformed by the chakra system into a more subtle and usable form of energy. The chakras are attached to the spinal cord and nervous system via certain glands and nerve ganglia. The full chakra system is extremely complex. There are 7 major and over 300 minor chakras in the human body. There are also several non-physical chakras situated outside of the body. Detailed maps of the chakra system and their connecting meridians and pathways have been used for thousands of years in Eastern mysticism and medicine, that is, acupuncture. The chakra system is used with every psychic ability, no exceptions. Whatever the psychic ability, the method of development, or the terminology used to describe it, it is all done the same way, through chakra stimulation. It is impossible to manifest any psychic ability without first stimulating the chakras. Many people will deny this above and claim they have never done any chakra energy work, but still have psychic abilities. There are many ways to develop yourself, agreed, but they all, directly or indirectly, stimulate the chakra system. And let's not forget natural ability. Many people are born with naturally active chakras, and hence natural psychic ability. Mediums are people who exhibit psychic abilities when aided by a non-physical spirit entity. This entity stimulates the chakras of the medium directly by melding with the medium and causing psychic abilities, clairvoyance, channeling, healing, production of ectoplasm, etc., to manifest through the medium. This is why they are called mediums or channels. That is, they have the ability to become a passive vehicle for a spirit entity to affect or communicate with the physical world. You do not need a spirit entity to develop and use a psychic ability. If you learn to control your own chakras and energy, you can do these things on your own, with no spirit entity involved and without the inherent risk involved with that method, energy raising. Sit or lie down. Do the relaxation exercise and clear your mind with breath awareness. Focus your awareness in your feet. Use your hands to pull energy up from your feet, through your legs, to the base chakra. Imagine you are gripping energy and pulling it up through you. just like you did when you used these hands with breath awareness and color breathing, pulling air and energy into your lungs. Note, try and imagine your hands are inside your legs and just inside the front of your torso as you do this. Use breath awareness as an aid to energy raising. Draw energy up through you with the inhale and hold it in place on the exhale. Do this over and over again, pulling energy to the base chakra for at least a few minutes. You may or may not feel anything while you do this. Even if you don't, you are still drawing some energy with this exercise. The amount of energy drawn up through you will increase as the chakras develop with time and you grow. From the feet up the legs to the base center is a natural path for the energy that flows through you. This energy will stimulate your chakras, and they will transform this basic energy into energy of a different type. This transformed energy will then flow into your subtle bodies, energizing them. With practice, you will actually feel this energy tingling and surging through you. Chakra stimulation, opening a chakra. Your imaginary hands are used for this. Imagine you are tearing open a bread roll at the site of a chakra when you are asked to do this. You don't have to visualize anything, just feel like you are doing this, as if you were doing it in real life without looking at what you are doing. Chakras are non-physical centers, so you need a non-physical method to stimulate them. This is achieved by focusing your awareness in the area of a chakra and using your mind to manipulate it. You need a localized mental opening effect in a chakra to stimulate it. This tearing open action with your imaginary hands provides it. By moving your point of awareness to the site of a chakra and causing a mental opening effect with your hands, you are directly stimulating the chakra. Note, do the energy raising exercise as above before stimulating the chakras. Use breath awareness to aid your hands in pulling energy into each chakra. That is, draw energy up on the inhale and hold it on the exhale with all the chakra stimulation exercises below. 1. Base chakra. Raise energy up to your base chakra. Use your hands to open it. Pull energy into the base chakra. Repeat this first step thoroughly 7 times. 2. Spleen chakra. Draw energy from the feet through the base chakra and on up to the spleen chakra. Open the spleen chakra. Repeat this 3 times, starting at feet. 3. Solar plexus chakra. Draw energy from the feet through the base and spleen chakras and on up to the solar plexus chakra. Open the solar plexus chakra. Repeat this 3 times, starting at feet. 4. Heart chakra. Draw energy up from the feet through the base, spleen, and solar plexus chakras and on up to the heart chakra. Open the heart chakra. Repeat this 3 times, starting at feet. 5. Throat chakra. Draw energy up from the feet through the base, spleen, solar plexus, and heart chakras to the throat chakra. Open the throat chakra. Repeat this 3 times, starting at feet. 6. Brow chakra. Draw energy up from the feet through the base, spleen, solar plexus, heart and throat chakras to the brow chakra. Open the brow chakra. Repeat this 3 times, starting at feet. 7. Crown chakra. Draw energy up to the crown chakra as in the previous step. Open the crown chakra. This chakra is much larger than the others. Hold top of head above hairline. Imagine you have a much larger, flatter bread roll inside the top of your head and are tearing it open with your hands, or like you are tearing your scalp open. Repeat this entire process twice, starting with the feet. Note, try your best not to tense any muscles during these exercises. You may, however, feel a slight internal contracting, a feeling that is not muscular while you are stimulating your chakras. These are the glands and nerve ganglia linked to the chakras, contracting in response to the stimulation. This internal contracting is normal. The base or root chakra is the most important one to activate. This chakra is the doorway for the subtle energy. Unless this is opened sufficiently, the energy cannot flow into the other chakras. I suggest you concentrate most of your time and energy into stimulating your base chakra, at least in the early stages of chakra development. Note, when I first started raising energy and developing my chakras many years ago, I didn't feel any sensation for several months. Many people, though, have reported to me strong energy and chakra sensation the first time they used them. Some people have more natural chakra activity than others. Lack of any sensation, though, will not stop you from stimulating and developing them, even if, as was my case, you feel nothing at first. I did not have any natural chakra activity or any natural psychic ability when I first started energy work. Stop and check. Check your muscles for any tensing during the energy raising and chakra stimulation exercises and re-relax as needed. Your muscles will automatically try and respond to the mental action of pulling energy up through you. Remember, this is all mental. Your body must stay calm and relaxed throughout. Chakra sensations. The sensations you will feel in your chakras can vary according to the degree of activity occurring in them. That is, your physical makeup, natural ability, concentration, and relaxation skills affect this. It can vary from a gentle warmth, a localized pressure, or bubbling like stomach wind, a localized dizziness, a tingling, a gentle pulsing, to a heavier throbbing, or a combination of some or all of the above. The heavier the thrumming, the more active the chakra. If you place your hand on a chakra when it is active, you will actually feel the flesh pulsing. Some of the chakras, when active, can cause other odd localized sensations. Base chakra. You may feel a very slight burning or tingling, or a cramping, like you have been riding a bicycle for too long to begin with. Once it is working properly, you will feel a gentle pulsing or throbbing between your legs at the site of the chakra. Solar plexus chakra. This can sometimes cause a shortness of breath feeling, which can cause you to hyperventilate. This will pass with time and use as the chakra stabilizes. Heart chakra. The heart chakra merits special mention due to the strong and sometimes frightening sensation it can cause. When strongly activated, it can feel like your heart is racing at an impossible rate. It is a powerful sensation. Try and ignore this when it happens. It won't hurt you. It is not your heart racing, but the chakra working. I know this is easier said than done. Ignoring it, but with practice and familiarity you can. This racing is more apparent in the early stages of development. I think this is caused by a lack of energy flowing from the lower centers. In a way, it is like a pump racing when it does not have enough fluid to pump. The heart chakra, when fully operational, feels like place one hand on your chest with your fingertips resting in the middle of it over your heart. Tap your fingers on your chest in time with your heart. Increase this rate until you are tapping as fast and hard as your fingers can move. Note, your actual heart rate does not speed up with this racing sensation. If you hook yourself up to a heart monitor, you will see that your heartbeat hardly changes at all. Throat chakra. The throbbing in it can cause a very mild choking feeling because of the sensitive area it is in. This feels something like having an emotional lump in the base of your throat. Crown chakra. When fully active, it feels like 1,000 soft, warm fingers gently massaging the inside of the top of your head, above the hairline, and extending down in the center of the forehead, to include the brow chakra, which is part of it. This sensation is the reason the Buddhists call it the 1,000-petaled lotus. Note, you may feel a stronger sensation in some chakras and little or none in others. Concentrate on the lowest ones with the least sensation. This will help balance the energy flow in the chakra system. If you're unbalanced during projection, the inactive chakras can cause failure. That is, you may get your body partly loose, but find you are stuck to your body at the site of the inactive chakra. If this happens, concentrate on stimulating the inactive chakra prior to projection. See also Part 8, Closing Energy Centers, Psychic Abilities. After beginning chakra work, you may find psychic abilities start to grow in you. This is a natural offshoot of stimulating the chakras. In my next series on more advanced energy work, I will show how to develop and use some of these abilities and how to raise the Kundalini. Practice some relaxation, breath awareness, concentration and mental hands exercises should ideally be carried out daily. They can be done anywhere and anytime you have a few minutes to spare. How long does it all take? Many people have asked me, how long does it take to learn projection? My answer is, because everybody has different levels of natural ability and skill, it will take as long as it takes. I have had letters from people who have been trying various other methods for several years, but with no results. Get out the very first time they tried this technique. Other people with no relaxation or concentration skills at all are looking at several months' training before they will get out. 5. Astral rope technique, astral rope. A key ingredient to the new projection techniques is an invisible, imaginary rope hanging from your ceiling. This rope will be used to exert dynamic pressure at a single point on your astral body to force its separation from the physical. The rope technique is similar, but more direct and hence more effective than other, more passive and indirect methods, such as reaching out and pulling vibrations into you, or visualizing yourself in front of yourself. The idea of pulling vibrations into you is vaguely illogical if you understand the mechanics of projection. The vibrations are an effect and not a cause of projection. When enough pressure is exerted on the astral body to loosen it sufficiently, the energy body expands, and energy flows through the chakra system to be stored in the energy body. This flow of energy through the hundreds of chakras and their connecting web, or meridians, causes these vibrations. This normally happens unnoticed during sleep, putting the pressure on. The more passive, indirect methods of projection do exert some pressure on the astral body to separate, but over a wide area. They still shift the point of consciousness out of the body, albeit obtusely. Any mental action that exteriorizes the point of consciousness will exert some pressure on the astral body. The action of pulling yourself hand over hand up a rope is a strong, one-pointed natural action that is easy to imagine yourself doing. The rope technique concentrates all your mental resources into one strong dynamic action which exerts a high level of pressure directly on a single point of the astral body. There are many other, more subtle ways that exert pressure on the astral body as well. Many of these are unsuspected for what they are. Most meditation exercises, for example, exert passive pressure on the astral body. You may imagine you are going down in a lift, falling, climbing down a ladder, or just floating downwards. Whatever the technique, it is designed to reduce brain activity. Any self-induced inward falling sensation places passive pressure on the astral body, which will cause brain activity to lower and bring on the trance state where a deeper level of the mind is revealed. The action of inward falling obtusely shifts the consciousness out of the body, exerting passive pressure on the astral body over a wide area, but in the reverse to that needed for projection, that is, general downwards pressure. This, in a way, is like trying to get your astral body to fall out of your physical body on its own. That is, your point of consciousness tries to fall downwards, out of the physical body. What most people do to project is to either exert forward, passive pressure on the astral body by visualizing themselves floating out of themselves, and hope they can make it happen. That is, trigger the projection reflex. Or they try a more direct method, such as visualizing themselves out of their body, which is very, very difficult. Let's face it, 99% of people can't visualize for peanuts. And the act of mentally visualizing yourself out of your body and shifting your consciousness into this visualization is almost impossible for most people. The other popular method is to try to pull vibrations into you. This method is slightly more effective than most, as it exerts some pressure at a single point. But it is still an indirect mental action, and therefore obtuse. All the above, and the general lack of information about the mechanics of projection, that is, how it happens, accounts for the extremely high failure rate amongst people learning to project. Holding passive pressure over a wide area on the astral body for long enough will activate the projection reflex eventually. But this can take a long time and can be mentally exhausting. I have developed, through recent research, a better, faster, and more dynamic method of projection that is very effective. I call this technique simply rope. It is not that using an imaginary rope for projection is such a new idea. It's not, but the understanding of the mechanics of it and the application of this knowledge to rope is. If you fully understand how a thing works, you can use that thing more efficiently and therefore get better results. The new rope method overcomes the general misdirection of mental resources and the chronic waste of mental energy caused by the usual lengthy procedures needed for projection. Rope shortens the time needed to cause a projection and optimizes the use of available energy. One of the most important ingredients for a successful projection is to be properly motivated. Without this motivation, you will not have enough mental energy to succeed, and will either fall asleep or forget the projection afterwards. It is, therefore, important to keep preparation time as short as possible, so it is not such a daunting and mentally exhausting task. One thing a new projector has in abundance is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is pure mental energy. Rope, plus the understanding of how it works, harnesses and makes better use of this energy resource and vastly improves the success rate. Getting the feel of rope. Pin a length of ribbon, string, or rope to the ceiling above you. Have it hanging within arm's reach so you can easily reach up and touch it. Reach out and touch it frequently until you are used to where it is in your mind. This ribbon is only a tactile aid. By being able to reach out and touch the ribbon, you use to the spatial coordinates of where the invisible imaginary rope is. This grows both in your mind and hence as a thought form, making it easier to imagine yourself reaching out and climbing the rope with your imaginary hands. Note, you do not have to actually visualize or see the rope at any time. Just know where it is supposed to be. This method uses no visualization at all. Reaching out and pulling on this invisible imaginary rope with your imaginary hands shifts the bodily awareness-induced point of consciousness out of the body with a strong natural action that puts direct pressure on one point of the astral body, active chakra. One important point, if you happen to have more activity in your brow chakra rather than in your heart chakra, which is sometimes the case, move the position of your imaginary rope so your arms would be at a 45-degree angle above your head. If you use the visual aid, ribbon, move this so it is hanging down over your head rather than over your chest. Changing the angle of the rope shifts the point of pressure you are exerting on your astral body to the most active chakra area and gives better results. In any case, position the angle of the rope at the most natural and easy to imagine attitude for you. It is important that the angle and position of the imaginary rope feels natural. Experiment with this angle until it feels right for you. Are you ready to project? All the exercises in the previous parts of this series are necessary training for projection. They are, however, not all needed in themselves for the projection process. If you do all the relaxation, mental calming, mental falling, chakra opening, and energy raising exercises during the actual projection, you can use up your supply of mental energy. This can cause mental exhaustion, and you may find yourself short of energy and willpower for the all-important exit. All the exercises should be done separately from the projection itself. They are training and development exercises designed to improve control over body and mind and to increase the flow of energy through the chakras. This is like working out in a gym as a part of football training. You don't actually use these exercises to play football. They just improve your fitness and strength so you're able to play football effectively. Do the training exercises separately unless you are trying for an advanced real-time projection. It is then still necessary to go through the full procedure and activate all the chakras prior to the actual projection. The whole point of learning to project is to get your astral body to separate from the physical while fully conscious. The earlier you get a fully conscious projection, the better. Otherwise, you may eventually give it all up as just too difficult. Therefore, I strongly suggest all beginners concentrate on the simplest, most effective way of getting a conscious projection. Once you have some projection experiences under your belt, you can try for some of the more advanced, and hence more difficult, types of projection. By doing the training exercises, you have learned to relax your body, to clear your mind, and to concentrate. You have begun to develop MBA, Mobile Bodily Awareness, and how to use MBA. That is, using your imaginary hands to perform certain tasks both inside and outside of your body. You have also begun to awaken and develop your chakras, so your energy flow is stronger, and you have, hopefully, spent time getting used to being into trance. These skills have prepared your body and mind for projection, when to do the exercises. Even though the exercises in themselves are not all used during the projection sequence, they still need to be done regularly in order to develop the necessary skills and energy levels for conscious projection. I suggest the relaxation, concentration, and mental calming exercises are done daily. Use your imaginary hands with these exercises. The energy, chakra work, and other exercises should be done at least once a week to be effective. If you wish to do them more often, fine. Just don't tire yourself out too much. Your projection sequence. It is difficult to give one universal projection sequence, as everybody has different levels of skill and natural ability. For this reason, I give a more flexible sequence, and I suggest that you tailor a projection method to fit your own needs and level of skill. Keep in mind the old saying, what works, works. Play around with your sequence until you find what is right for you, what is easiest and most effective. First, here is the full sequence for advanced real-time projection. Full sequence. Do relaxation exercises thoroughly. 1. Clear your mind through breath awareness. 2. Enter trance using mental falling method. 3. Raise energy and open all chakras. 4. Pull yourself out with the imaginary rope. Note, steps 3 and 4 can be swapped to suit. That is, do the energy work before or after entering trance. Energy and chakra work is more effective done in trance, but some people have trouble getting into that state. Doing the energy work first will usually help bring about the trance state. If you still have trouble getting into trance, use the rope climbing method at step 3 instead of the mental falling exercise until you are in trance. And stop the rope climbing and do the energy work before continuing with the projection. That is, using the rope at step 3 will help force your body into the trance state. How to use rope. This is a complete projection method in itself if you have good powers of concentration. I suggest beginners concentrate solely on this method until they have more experience. This projection method will give you a normal astral projection. The duration of this projection in real time will depend on the level of chakra development and energy flow you have attained. 1. Do the relaxation exercise thoroughly until you are completely settled. This should only take a few minutes. Don't overdo it. 2. Reach out with your imaginary hands and pull yourself hand over hand up the strong, invisible, imaginary rope hanging above you. Try and imagine the feel of a strong, thick, coarse rope in your hands. Don't try and visualize this rope. I want you to imagine you are reaching out and climbing this rope in the pitch dark so you can't see it at all. You just know where it is and can imagine the feel of it. Visualization wastes valuable mental energy that can be better put to use exerting direct pressure on your astral body. You will feel a slight, dizzy sensation inside you as you do this, specifically in your upper torso. This is caused by exerting dynamic pressure on the astral body. The dizzy sensation comes from the astral body loosening. This feeling of vertigo will intensify the more you pull on the rope. Very important note. 1. This dizzy feeling and any feelings of pressure or vertigo, etc., caused by your mental action of pulling on the rope must be carefully noted by you. Learn the exact mental action you are doing to cause this vertigo. you will have to train your mental climbing action to cause this feeling. So, the first few times you try this rope method, concentrate on finding the right mental action to do this. Once you learn what it is you are doing to cause this, and can recreate it at will, you are really starting to get somewhere. 2. Ignore all sensation you feel during projection, or it will distract you, break your concentration, and ruin your chances for projection. Concentrate on the single act of climbing your rope to the total exclusion of everything else. Put everything you have into this one action, but don't tense up. It must be all mental. 3. Keep climbing hand over hand, ever upwards, and you will feel the heavy sensation come over you. The pressure you are exerting on your astral body will force you into the trance state. Ignore this when it happens, and concentrate on what you are doing. 4. Keep climbing, and you will feel your chakras open in response to the pressure. Don't stop. 5. Next, you will feel the vibrations start. Your whole body will seem to be vibrating, and you will feel paralyzed. Concentrate single-minded on climbing your rope, and don't stop. 6. Next, you will feel yourself coming free of your body. You will buzz slightly as you pull yourself out of your body. You will exit your body in the direction of your imaginary rope and will be hovering above your body. You're free at last. Note, A. Do not allow yourself to break concentration when the vibrations start. They are a natural effect caused by energy coursing through all the hundreds of major and minor chakras in your body. If you do find yourself being distracted by this, spend more time and effort doing the concentration exercises until you overcome this problem. B. If you have not mastered using your imaginary hands for relaxation, raising energy, and chakra work, you may have difficulty using them for climbing the rope. This does not mean you have to be able to open your chakras successfully to project using this method. You don't. It just helps if you can. This method is very direct. It shortens the time needed to project dramatically. Once you start pulling in earnest on your rope, you will enter trance. Your chakras will open, the vibrations will start, and you will project very quickly. The speed of this method may frighten you the first time you try it. Everything will seem to happen too fast. You will get used to this, though, and will appreciate having plenty of mental energy to use during your projection. If your powers of concentration are good, you have a better chance of getting out with this method than any other, even if you haven't mastered deep relaxation and trance skills. What is needed, apart from the ability to concentrate, is the ability to carry out strong mental actions without any corresponding muscular action. That is, you have to be able to separate mental and physical actions. If you have trouble with any part of the rope method, analyze it, find the problem area, then go back and concentrate on the related training exercises until you overcome the problem. A rope variation. Note, one good variation for the simple rope technique is to do the full sequence of exercises and energy, chakra work first, but separate from the actual projection. Do the full sequence, but don't close your chakras. Get up and have a break, make yourself comfortable, have a drink, etc. Then return to your bed/chair fresh, spend a couple of minutes relaxing, and go straight to your rope. This will increase the amount of chakra energy available during the projection. The mechanics of how rope works. Rope is the most dynamic projection method to date, and can override the need to do just about anything else once it is learned. Let me explain a little more of the mechanics of what actually happens when you use rope, by breaking it down. Clearing the mind. The mental act of climbing the rope fully occupies and clears the mind. Brainwave activity. Clearing the mind and exerting one pointed dynamic pressure on the astral body forces the reduction of brainwave activity, deep relaxation. Reducing brainwave activity forces the body into a deep level of relaxation, trance state, exerting dynamic pressure on the astral body while the physical body is deeply relaxed, and brainwave activity is at a low level, forces the mind and body into the trance state, the chakras. Exerting dynamic pressure on the astral body while in trance forces the energy body to expand and the chakras to open. Vibrations. Exerting dynamic pressure on the astral body while the energy body is in its expanded state and the chakras are open causes energy to flow through the 300-odd chakras in the body and causes the vibrational state, separation. Exerting dynamic pressure on the astral body while the energy body is in its expanded vibrational state forces the astral body to separate from the physical. Note, if you exert enough pressure on the astral body, during the final phase of the projection sequence, the exit, it will override the projection reflex completely. This forces a manual separation of the physical astral bodies. This means, instead of involuntarily buzzing out of your body via the projection reflex, at the climax of the projection, and ending standing at the foot of your bed, etc., you will exit your body in the direction you are pulling on the rope. How long does it all take? The whole projection process can be done in less than 15 minutes. I can do it in under 5 minutes. The speed of the method allows you to use all your available energy in one burst. If you don't get out in the first 15 minutes, I doubt if you will during that attempt. If this is the case, either get up and have a break and come back to it later, or get some sleep. Using the rope method, literally, amazed me with its ease and simplicity the first time I used it. It shortened my usual projection time, 20, 30 minutes from a cold start, to about 5 minutes for a normal astral projection. I still, though, use the full sequence when I do a real-time projection. My analysis of the mechanics of this process comes from using the rope method myself and carefully observing what was happening to my body during the separation. My first rope projection. Here is an account of the first time I tried rope. While I was developing it as a viable theory, I laid down on my bed. I was thinking of my new theory. I had been working out a projection technique that blind people could do, a technique that did not require any optical visualization. I had come up with the idea of using the sense of touch to exert pressure on the astral body, tactile imaging, as this sense is strongly developed in blind people. I lay there for a few minutes, mulling it over in my mind, while I generally relaxed and settled myself, ready for sleep. Then I decided to try it out, to see if it was practical. Note, I did not do any of the usual relaxation, mental calming, or chakra energy exercises. I just wanted to see if I could exert pressure on my astral body with this method. I reached out my imaginary hands and began climbing the rope, hand over hand. I immediately felt a sensation of vertigo in my stomach and upper torso, and a dizzy feeling inside my bones, like a tickling inside my arms and legs. I snapped my mind shut, stopped all thought, and focused my will on the climbing action. I could feel the enormous pressure it was exerting on my astral body. My astral head and upper torso was starting to lift free, trying to go up the rope, following the line of pressure I was creating. Still pulling, I felt my brain waves drop into the alpha state, and the heavy sensation came over me as I entered trance. I kept pulling, and the trance deepened. My body was now paralyzed. Still pulling, my chakras opened, and the vibrations started. I was amazed. I had only been doing this for a couple of minutes. I kept pulling, and my astral body soon buzzed free of the physical. This was completely different from any other projection I had ever done. The projection reflex did not seem to have time to cut in and project me out of my body. I had, literally, pulled myself free on my own. I floated above my physical body, still aware of myself on the bed. I went to go through the wall into the lounge, where there was more light, as it was pretty dark in my room. Suddenly I was in a strange world. Where the hell am I thought. There was very dim light, and there was a damp fog all around me. There was a large building in front of me with an old-fashioned thatched roof. To the side of me was an old rail fence made of massive, rough-hewn timbers. I leaned against the fence and thought about it all. I looked past the house and saw the reflection of water. There was a lake on the other side of the house. This didn't make any sense to me, and I was getting bored, so I tried to move to another realm in the dream pool. I looked at my hand. This usually works. It was white and pale and unreal looking. It began to melt quickly like white ice under a blowtorch. My fingers were soon stumps, and then my hand melted and my arm began to follow. I tried remaking it. It grew back as I concentrated on visualizing what it should look like. It started to melt again as soon as I stopped concentrating. Then it hit me. Why this scene was so familiar to me. I was in a picture. I have a large picture hanging on the wall in my room, in the exact position where I had tried to pass through the wall. This picture has an old house with a thatched roof and a rough-hewn fence around it. There is a lake behind it, and it is early dawn when the sun is just starting to illuminate things. There was no doubt about it. I was in my picture. I'd had enough of this. It was too dim to enjoy the projection or to do anything. I focused on my physical body, which I could still feel. I concentrated on moving my mouth and eyes, and this soon brought me back to my physical body. I sat up in bed and thought about it while I recorded the results of my experiment. Settling back down again, I tried climbing the rope again. Within a couple of minutes, I was back out of my body again. This is great, I thought. I hovered above my body and looked about the room. There, in the gloom, was the picture on the wall, the one I had entered by accident. I went towards it again, just to see if it would happen again. As I got closer, it got bigger, and I seemed to shrink into it. As I got right up to it, instead of passing through it, I seemed to move into it. And there I was again in this dimly lit, damp world, with the old house and the fence. Everything felt real about it. The fence felt like wood, and even the air smelled different. It had a farm-like, swampish smell about it. Leaving the picture again and returning to my body, I again wrote everything down in my notebook. I lay there for most of the night, thinking about what had happened, mulling over the implications of it all, what it all meant. This is how I discovered virtual reality projection, or VRP. This technique is, at the moment, in its infancy and only a rough method for creating a custom-made world. I plan to do some more experiments with it in the near future, though, to get the bugs out of it. Remembering it all. One of the biggest problems with any kind of conscious OBE is remembering it all when you wake up. Here's what you can do about this not remembering. As soon as you wake up, sit up in bed and pull those memories back. Sit up and think hard. Put aside a few minutes quiet time each morning to do this. It will train your dream memory. During this quiet time, run key phrases through your mind until you hit on something. Say things like, I looked at my watch, and I looked at my hands, and I was walking. I was talking to. I was just going to. I was over it. I was flying over. I was having a. I was inside a. I was with. These are examples of phrases that can lead you to a fragment of dream memory you can lock onto. Make up some more phrases to suit yourself. It may feel like there is nothing in your mind to remember, but try hard and put some real effort into it. They're there. You just have to reach in and locate them. Once you lock onto a fragment of memory, more can be located and more. You will be surprised how much you can remember this way. It is important to write these down as soon as you remember them, even if you have to do this several times during the night. They may seem vivid and unforgettable at the time, but dream or astral memories will usually vanish in a few seconds if you don't record them. Just write down a few key words and you can fill in the blanks later. With practice, this writing down can be dispensed with as your astral recall develops. Stuck. Some people may find they're stuck in part of their body during projection. They may come free of their body but be stuck at their head or stomach area. If this happens, exerting too much pressure by pulling on the rope may cause some physical pain and discomfort. There are two possible reasons for this. If you are stuck in the middle, stomach area, it may be diet-related. That is, a heavy protein or meat meal before projection can cause this. Remedy: eat a light meal. Eat plenty, but have fish or white meat instead of red meat, and avoid fats, oils, nuts, and cheese. If you're stuck at the head or some other part, this is a sign of an inactive chakra, possibly caused by an energy blockage. Remedy: concentrate on opening this stuck chakra during the energy exercises. If this happens during your projection sequence, stop everything and open that chakra. You will be in trance, so it will be easier. Once you have done some work on it, try pulling on the rope again.